From the rapper who was exposed as a trust fund baby after claiming to be a gang member, to the rapper who faked being part of the Bloods gang just to get famous, the rap industry has seen its fair share of rappers willing to tell absurd lies to make it to the top. In this video, I will be pulling back the curtains on rappers who lied about being from the hood. Tyga. Tyga was born in Compton, California. When he first joined the music scene, his early life seemed to fit the typical lifestyle of many rappers who rose from the streets to stardom. Compton, a city infamous for its high crime rates and gang violence, has produced some of the most influential figures in hip-hop, including NWA, The Game, and Kendrick Lamar. In numerous interviews, Tyga painted a vivid picture of his tough upbringing. He spoke about the struggles of growing up surrounded by crime and hardship. This narrative appealed to many fans who admired his rags to riches story. Tyga's music and image were deeply rooted in the street culture of Compton. His lyrics often referenced the realities of life in the hood, and his early music videos showcased scenes of urban struggle. As this narrative continued to spread, Tyga's street credibility went up, and he gained acceptance in the hip-hop community. Little did he know that his lies would soon be uncovered. In December 2012, a bombshell hit the internet that would forever alter Tyga's carefully crafted image. Leaked footage from an unaired MTV show called Bustas revealed a very different story of the rapper's childhood. In the footage, a young Tyga revealed that he grew up in a well-to-do home in the Valley, and that his parents drove high-end cars, specifically a Range Rover and a Mercedes-Benz. The footage showed Tyga boasting about his comfortable upbringing and even admitting that his nickname came from his mother calling him Tiger Woods because she believed he looked like the golf legend. The contents of the leaked video sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community and Tyga's fan base. Fans struggled to come to terms with the fact that the rapper who claimed to have grown up in the tough streets of Compton had actually been raised in a comfortable environment. The backlash was immediate and intense. Social media was flooded with comments and memes mocking the rapper for his decision to build his career on lies. In no time, the leaked footage became a viral sensation, and Tyga's credibility took a significant hit. In an attempt to do some damage control, Tyga quickly took to Twitter to address the leaked footage. He claimed it was scripted and not to be taken seriously. He tweeted, "When you 14 and ambitious you don't give a f about anything, scripted TV, isn't that what we all live for? Ha ha ha." Some loyal fans of the rapper saw reason with him. However, many others believed that the damage had already been done. Rick Ross. Rick Ross, the larger-than-life rapper known for his booming voice and Miami mafioso persona, has always portrayed himself as a street kingpin. But what if I told you that the man behind the hit single Hustlin' once occupied a very different position? The story began in the summer of 2008, when a photograph surfaced online that would forever change the public's view of Rick Ross. The image showed a 19-year-old Ross, then known as William Leonard Roberts II, dressed in a corrections officer uniform at a ceremony, shaking hands with the head of the South Florida Reception Center. This was a far cry from the fearsome former crime kingpin persona he had carefully crafted through his music. At this point, Ross had already released 2 gold-certified albums, Port of Miami and Trilla, where he depicted himself as a drug lord, boasting of crack trade glory. Initially, Ross vehemently denied the authenticity of the photograph, blaming Photoshop-savvy online hackers and calling the image a forgery. He stated, "Fake pictures are created by the fake, meant to entertain the fake." Although some fans bought this narrative, the people behind the Smoking Gun website were not convinced and decided to dig deeper. The Smoking Gun uncovered an old payroll record revealing that Ross had earned about $25,000 a year while working as a corrections officer between December 1995 and June 1997. The site also posted extracts from his 86-page Department of Corrections personnel file, which included his job application. In it, Ross listed his college education, football achievements, and volunteer work with the Red Cross. Faced with undeniable evidence, Ross finally admitted the document's validity in October 2008. However, he insisted that this did not undermine his street credibility. He doubled down on his persona, insisting that his time as a corrections officer did not negate his street credibility. In interviews, he maintained that his lyrics about being rich off cocaine were still valid, asserting that he had lived the life he rapped about. In 2009, Ross released his 3rd studio album, Deeper Than Rap, which marked a turning point in his career. The album opened with the track Mafia Music, in which Ross delivered 76 consecutive bars filled with vivid imagery and threats to those who criticize it. The song was a clear message that Ross was unfazed by the controversy and was here to stay. Although he had managed to overcome the controversy on the side of his fans, Ross still faced backlash from his fellow musicians. 50 Cent, who had been in a feud with Ross, saw an opportunity to ridicule his opponent using the findings about his past that had just come to light. In a diss track, 50 Cent began referring to Ross as Officer Ricky, mocking his past as a corrections officer. The two rappers exchanged numerous diss tracks and public insults, with 50 Cent even releasing a series of videos called Officer Ricky to further taunt Ross. Ice Cube. Ice Cube grew up in the heart of South Central Los Angeles. This area was infamous for its high crime rates, gang violence, and economic struggles. Despite the challenging environment, Ice Cube's upbringing was relatively stable. His parents, Doris and Hosea Jackson, were supportive and encouraged their children to pursue education and stay out of trouble. Doris worked as a hospital clerk, while Hosea was a groundskeeper at the University of California, Los Angeles. Ice Cube's interest in music began at a young age. He started writing rap lyrics in his early teens, inspired by the hip-hop scene in Los Angeles. His first shot at making it big in the music scene came when he formed a group called CIA with his friend Sir Jinx. The group performed at local parties and clubs, gaining a small but dedicated following. It was during this time that Ice Cube met Dr. Dre, a DJ and producer who would become an important figure in his career. In 1986, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, and Eazy-E joined forces to form NWA, short for Niggas with Attitudes. The group also included DJ Yella and MC Ren. NWA's music was a departure from the party-oriented rap that was dominant at the time. Instead, they focused on the realities of the gangster lifestyle, using their lyrics to address issues such as police brutality, gang violence, and systemic racism. Ice Cube was said to be the primary writer of the group, and using his lyrics, he created a gangster persona for himself. The creation of Ice Cube's gangster persona was a calculated move to form a connection with the group's target audience. By portraying themselves as hardened gangsters, Ice Cube and NWA were able to amplify their message and draw attention to the issues they were passionate about. Ice Cube even altered his dressing style to fit the image he had created. For quite a while, Ice Cube's fans and supporters of the NWA believed he had truly been a part of the gangster life. But all that changed when the truth about his past came to light. It was revealed that even though Ice Cube had lived in an area with high crime rates, he had never been a direct participant in any gang activity. In fact, he attended William Howard Taft High School in Woodland Hills, a predominantly white middle-class neighborhood. Other prominent figures in the entertainment industry like rapper Everlast, actress Dana Plato, and actor Jason Bateman also attended this school. It was also revealed that after completing high school, Ice Cube went on to attend college in Phoenix. When the news broke, it sparked outrage among many fans of gangster rap. They believed Ice Cube had no right to rap about issues and situations he had not experienced. Other members of the community believed that Ice Cube was selfish because he had lived a decent life and acquired a good education but was doing nothing to encourage his fans to do the same. 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine had anything but a smooth start in life. His father was absent, leaving young Daniel to be raised by his mother and stepfather. Tragedy struck early when his stepfather was shot dead. This traumatic event would leave a lasting impact on him. Struggling with emotional issues, Hernandez was hospitalized for depression and post-traumatic stress disorder. Despite these hardships, Hernandez found solace in music. In 2012, he began his music career, initially gaining attention as an internet meme for his outrageous appearance, rainbow-colored hair, and face tattoos. Hernandez's big break came in 2017 with the release of his debut single, Gummo. As his career progressed, Hernandez masterfully used social media to craft a controversial and provocative public image. He frequently posted photos and videos flaunting gang signs, weapons, and stacks of cash, portraying himself as a hardened gangster affiliated with the notorious Bloods gang. This image was further heightened by his association with the 9 Trey Gangsters, a violent sect of the Bloods gang. Hernandez surrounded himself with known gang members, both in his personal life and in his music videos. This association gave an air of authenticity to his gangster persona. Hernandez's social media antics didn't stop at self-promotion. He became infamous for starting conflicts with multiple artists, using his platforms to threaten and troll individuals in the music industry. He often traveled with up to 10 bodyguards at a time to ensure his safety. However, in November 2018, just days after firing his entire team, Daniel Hernandez was arrested on charges of racketeering, firearms offenses, and drug trafficking. Hernandez was indicted alongside several members of the 9 Trey Gangsters. The charges were severe, and the evidence against them was damning. In a shocking twist, Hernandez decided to cooperate with authorities, agreeing to testify against his former associates in exchange for a reduced sentence. The rapper, who had built his career on a tough gangster image, turned into an informant. During his testimony, Hernandez admitted that he was never a real member of the 9 Trey Gangsters, and that his affiliation with the gang was purely for image and marketing purposes. The revelations were shocking. The image of 6ix9ine as a hardened gangster was shattered, replaced by the reality of a young man who had used the tempting nature of gang affiliation to propel his career. In December 2019, Hernandez was sentenced to 2 years in prison, a remarkably short sentence given the weight of the charges. 21 Savage. Born Shia bin Abraham Joseph on October 22, 1992 in Newham, London, 21 Savage's early life was not in any way connected to the streets of Atlanta that he would later immortalize in his music. In 1999, at age 7, Shia's mother decided to move the family to the United States in search of better opportunities and a fresh start. On getting there, they settled in Atlanta, Georgia. The move was a significant turning point in young Shia's life as he began to map out a path for himself in this new environment. The family lived in a rough neighborhood, and Shia quickly became acquainted with the harsh realities of street life. He attended various schools but found it difficult to stay out of trouble. By the time he was in middle school, he had been expelled multiple times for behavioral issues. Shia's troubled upbringing led him down a dangerous path. He joined a local street gang and became involved in criminal activities, including drug dealing and robbery. Personal tragedies only added to his struggles. At the age of 21, he lost his best friend in a shooting. This traumatic event would later become a recurring theme in his music. In 2013, Shia adopted the stage name 21 Savage and began recording his first tracks. His debut single, I Can't Get Enough, marked the beginning of his journey into the music industry. 21 Savage's early music was a raw reflection of his life experiences. His lyrics painted a clear picture of the violence, poverty, and struggles he faced growing up in Atlanta. 21 Savage's authenticity and willingness to share his painful past resonated with fans. His music was more than just entertainment. It was a raw, unfiltered view into the life of a young man who had survived the streets of Atlanta. However, in February 2019, 21 Savage's personal life was brought into the spotlight by a shocking revelation. Savage was arrested by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, during a targeted operation in Atlanta. Following the arrest, it was revealed that the rapper, who had built his career on tales of growing up in Atlanta, was actually a British national. 21 Savage had been living in the United States unlawfully since his visa expired in 2006. The revelation of his British nationality was a bombshell, as many fans and industry insiders had believed he was a native of Atlanta. The arrest sparked a heated debate about immigration policies and the targeting of high-profile individuals. The legal battle was intense, with 21 Savage spending 10 days in ICE custody before being released on bond. In a press conference following his release, 21 Savage spoke about the ordeal, expressing his gratitude for the support he received and his determination to fight for his right to stay in the United States. He emphasized the importance of addressing immigration issues and the impact they have on families and communities. Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice, born Robert Matthew Van Winkle on October 31, 1967, grew up in Dallas, Texas. From a young age, he was captivated by the hip-hop culture, practicing breakdancing and engaging himself in the music scene. He adopted the stage name Vanilla Ice while performing with a breakdance troupe. Ice's journey to stardom began in local malls and clubs, where he opened for prominent artists like NWA and MC Hammer. His big break came when he wrote Ice Ice Baby at the age of 16. In 1990, Vanilla Ice released his debut album, To the Extreme. The album was an instant hit, spending 16 weeks at #1 on the Billboard 300 and selling 11 million copies. The album's success happened in record time, making it the fastest-selling hip-hop album of all time. Vanilla Ice signed a contract with SBK Records and embarked on a tour with MC Hammer, solidifying his place in the music industry. However, Vanilla Ice's rise to fame was not without controversy. In his hastily ghost-written autobiography, Ice by Ice, he claimed that he grew up in and around Miami and attended the same high school as Luther Campbell from Two Live Crew. The first major controversy about Vanilla Ice began when investigative journalists began to dig into his claims of being from Miami. Contrary to the narrative presented in his autobiography, Ice by Ice, it was revealed that Vanilla Ice was actually born and raised in a suburb of Dallas, Texas, not Miami. His real name, Robert Van Winkle, was a long shot from the streetwise image he had cultivated. When confronted with these contrasting statements, Vanilla Ice insisted that the misleading details were added to his biography without his knowledge. He claimed he never told people he was from Miami, but rather tried to avoid discussing his origins altogether. In a 2020 interview with music journalist Jeff Weiss, Vanilla Ice explained, "I was embarrassed to tell people I was from Farmers Branch. I didn't tell them I was from Miami. I didn't tell them I was from anywhere. I was just like, listen, I'm from around the corner, man. I'm from around the fucking way." I actually tried to detour people. But that was not the only controversy Vanilla Ice would be involved in. He soon faced allegations of plagiarism for his hit single Ice Ice Baby. The song's bass line was strikingly similar to that of Queen and David Bowie's Under Pressure. Rather than facing a legal battle, Vanilla Ice opted to settle the issue by buying the rights to Under Pressure itself. Despite Vanilla Ice's attempt to settle the issue amicably, the damage to his reputation was already done. The public now saw him as a fraud and a person who was cynically and disrespectfully using rap as a way to get rich. By the end of 1991, Vanilla Ice had become a rapper known for inauthenticity and corniness. Future. Future's journey to fame began in the streets of Atlanta, Georgia. Born Navadius DeMoon Wilburn on November 12, 1983, he was introduced to the music scene by his cousin, Rico Wade. At the time, Wade was a member of the influential Dungeon Family Collective. In 2011, Future signed a recording contract with Rocco's A1 Recordings and released his breakthrough mixtape, Streets Calling. The mixtape was a hit, showcasing his signature mumble-styled vocals and auto-tuned melodies. Future's debut studio album, Pluto, was released in 2012 and featured collaborations with heavyweights like Drake, R. Kelly, T.I., and Ludacris. The album was a commercial success, peaking at number 2 on the Billboard 200 chart. In 2014, Future released his second studio album, Honest, which included collaborations with Kanye West and Rihanna. The album continued to explore themes of drug use, love, and heartbreak, resonating deeply with his growing fan base. In 2015, Future released his third studio album, DS2, which showcased his struggles with drug use and personal demons. Future's portrayal of drug use in his music reached its peak with the release of Mask Off in 2017. The song's chorus, Percocets, Molly, Percocets, became widely known, and the track quickly climbed the charts. The song talked about Future's real-life pastime, romanticizing drug use as a form of self-medication to cope with heartache, pain, and suffering. Future's raw and honest depiction of drug use resonated with fans who saw his music as a reflection of their own struggles. But behind the scenes, Future was living a very different reality, one that would soon come to light in a shocking revelation. In January 2019, Future made a revelation that shocked the entire hip-hop community. During an interview with Genius, he admitted that he had been sober for weeks, even months, while continuing to rap about drugs. This confession was a stark contrast to the persona he had built through his music. "I didn't want to tell nobody I stopped drinking lean," Future confessed. "I didn't tell because I felt like then they're gonna be like, oh, his music changed because he stopped drinking lean." This admission highlighted the huge pressure Future felt to maintain a certain image for his fans and the music industry. Fans were shocked by the revelation. Many had linked Future to heavy drug use, seeing his music as a raw reflection of his personal struggles. The idea that he had been sober while continuing to rap about drugs was both shocking and eye-opening. It raised questions about the authenticity of his lyrics and the pressures artists face to conform to certain expectations. Designer. D-Sainer's rise to fame began with the release of his debut single Panda in December 2015. The track quickly gained traction on SoundCloud, and within months, it was re-released as his commercial debut single. By April 2016, Panda had climbed to the top of the Billboard Hot 100, making D-Sainer an overnight sensation. The song's infectious beat and catchy hook, "I Got Broads in Atlanta," became an anthem for fans worldwide. People were shouting the lyrics at clubs, sharing it on social media, and even celebrities were caught up in the Panda frenzy. D-Sainer's unique vocal style and energetic performances only added to the hype. But as Panda dominated the airwaves, questions began to arise. The most memorable line from the song, "I Got Broads in Atlanta," was called into question when it was revealed that D-Sainer had never been to Atlanta. In interviews, he admitted that he had never set foot in the city, sparking outrage among fans and critics alike. The public and media reaction was swift and unforgiving. Fans felt deceived, and critics accused D-Sainer of manufacturing his lyrics and imitating Atlanta-based rapper Future. The comparisons to Future were unavoidable, with many pointing out the striking similarities in their vocal styles and delivery. The authenticity that once defined hip-hop seemed to be fading, replaced by catchy hooks and viral success. Despite the backlash, D-Sainer remained unapologetic. He continued to ride the wave of Panda's success, but the revelation that he had never been to Atlanta left a lasting stain on his credibility. The controversy only fueled the fire, making D-Sainer one of the most talked about artists of the time. Following the massive success of Panda, D-Sainer faced the challenge of proving he was more than just a one-hit wonder. In July 2016, he released his highly anticipated follow-up single, Timmy Turner. The song quickly climbed the charts, peaking at number 40 on the Billboard Hot 100. However, the initial controversy over his authenticity remained, casting a shadow over Timmy Turner. The revelation that D-Sainer had never been to Atlanta and the comparisons to Future had a lasting impact on his reputation. While he continued to release music and perform, the doubt surrounding his authenticity never fully died down. Despite the controversies, D-Sainer's influence on the music industry cannot be denied. His debut single Panda remains a cultural phenomenon, and his subsequent releases have showcased his ability to evolve as an artist. But the question of authenticity continues to haunt him, shaping the narrative of his career. Plies. Algernon Lanier Washington, better known by his stage name Plies, was born on July 1st, 1976, in Fort Myers, Florida. Growing up in the East Dunbar area, Plies' upbringing was far from that of the hardened criminal he later portrayed in his music. In fact, his early life was marked by academic and athletic achievements. At Fort Myers Senior High School, he played as a receiver and defensive back on the football team, was crowned homecoming king, and even graduated as the valedictorian of his class. Plies' journey continued at Miami University in Ohio, where he played as a wide receiver for the Miami Redskins football team from 1995 to 1997. In a shocking turn of events, Plies dropped out of school to pursue a career in music. This decision would lead him to sign with Slip and Slide Records in 2004, marking the beginning of his rise to fame. Plies' debut single, Shawty, featuring T-Pain, released in 2007, catapulted him into the spotlight. His second album, Definition of Real, released in June 2008, debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200, selling over 214,000 copies in its first week. Plies quickly became known for his lyrics and raw storytelling, often painting a picture of a life filled with crime and incarceration. In his music and interviews, Plies frequently claimed that he had been in and out of jail, using these experiences to uplift his image as a real rapper. His lyrics were filled with references to a criminal past, and he often spoke about the hardships he faced growing up. This narrative resonated with many fans who saw Plies as an authentic voice from the streets. However, in July 2008, an investigative report by Hip Hop DX began to uncover Plies' carefully constructed persona. The report suggested that Plies had lied about his criminal background, revealing that he had not been in any significant trouble with the law until after 2006, when he was already signed to Slip and Slide Records. This revelation sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community and left fans questioning the authenticity of Plies' claims. Fans took to social media to express their disbelief and disappointment. Many felt betrayed by the rapper they had admired for his originality. Despite the controversy, Plies continued to maintain his tough image. He released more music, each album reinforcing his claims of a criminal past. His fourth album, Goon Affiliated, released in June 2010, debuted at number 5 on the Billboard 200, but the damage was done. The initial discovery by fans and media that Plies' claims might not be entirely truthful cast a long shadow over his career. While these rappers were able to gain huge fan bases using their fake personas, the truth eventually came out and they came to regret their actions. Check out any of our other videos by clicking the cards on your screen.